A few weeks ago, we didn't know if Kevin Porter Jr. was going to be able to get an extension from the Rockets, but that news has changed as it's been announced by Shams Charania. The Rockets guard, Kevin Porter Jr., and the Rockets organization have mutual interest in discussing and finalizing a contract extension before the start of the 2022 to 2023 season, sources tell Shams Charania. Obviously, you guys know he averaged almost 16 points, 6 assists, 4.5 rebounds, shot a career best 37.5% from three. And guys, he was a 20 points per game scorer, I believe, after the All-Star break. And he was a guy that, for me, look, Kevin Porter Jr., last pick of the 2019 draft in the first round, okay? Last first round pick. He was the 30th pick. I worded that weird. And look, Kevin Porter Jr. is a guy that, first off, I believe in him as a point guard. I do believe in him as a point guard. And yeah, post All-Star break, he averaged 37% from three on 8 attempts a night, 19 points, a steal a game, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. I do have belief in him. Now, I went over to Spotrac and Hoops Hype's player salaries, and I was like, let's look at guards. This is shooting guards and point guards that could be the guideline for what they pay Kevin Porter Jr. Anthony Simons got $25 million a year. I don't think they're going to give him Anthony Simons or Fred VanVleet money. Lonzo Ball got $20 a year. That could be more up his alley. I'm thinking personally closer to Tyus Jones money on a short-term deal. I could see him doing 3 years, $45 million, and have that third year be a player option. So he gets paid $30 million for 2 years, and then after 2 years, we'll see if he's developed enough to get that $30 million contract. Tyus Jones' contract, I think, is a good baseline for him. DeJounte Murray, I know it's an old deal. DeJounte Murray's extension was $16 million. I think this is the best thing if they could give him a deal similar to Tyus Jones, Derrick Rose, DeJounte Murray, or even like Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter got 16.2. I think those would be all deals that I don't think it would be an overpay. And I think the best thing for them to do is a 3-year deal. First 2 years, regular, and then the third year being an option with a player option for him, so he can be like, or yeah, it'll probably be a player option, would be more enticing for him, because it wouldn't be enticing if it was a, what do you call it, a team option. People don't like team options. So with that being said, give him 2 years after the season, extended so you have him for at least 3 more seasons, including this coming year. And then on the third year of that contract, you put a player option. So if he does improve and he feels like he wants to test the market, you have his bird right. So you make him a restricted free agent, I believe. Wait, no, he wouldn't be a restricted free agent if he declines the player option, but he would have his bird right. So I think it's in their best interest to do that. Now, let me see what the internet says. Kevin Porter Jr. extension. What extension? He's eligible for the 5-year, $188 million extension. Now, I'm trying to see if anybody... Okay, so Houston could have as much as $70 million in 2023. And that's why I think they should do... Because the big free agents is 2024. And right here, I saw on June 13th from Space City Scoop that a good Kevin Porter Jr. contract extension. Look at this. They said the largest extension signed from his peers was Kevin Huerter, and the smallest was Grayson Allen. Kevin Huerter had the 4-year 65, and Grayson Allen had a 2-year 18.71. So looking at both of those, I think starting at the top, Kevin Porter won't land Huerter level 4-year 65, but I think he's better than Grayson Allen, obviously. So, and then, Gary Trent, Devontae Graham, Luke Kennard, all signed extensions that you could look at. So I think a fair extension for Kevin Porter Jr. would be a contract in the range between $11 to $14 million per season. A 4-year, $56 million extension is probably the high end, and the low end is a 3-year, $33 million deal. What do you guys think? Let me hear your thoughts down below. That's basically it. Hope you guys do have a great day, because I know I will. Till next time, guys. Peace.